There we go. Kia ora koutou. Hello and welcome to this really exciting event. My name is Jade Brown and I'm really privileged to be here on behalf of the Mensa Board to welcome Maria Kapa and to celebrate her wonderful resource. For those of you that don't know, we receive funding from the Ministry of Education towards the betterment of music and to investing into the subject as a whole. And so we looked really carefully as a board around professional development and resourcing in areas that were lacking. And one of the areas that we identified was lacking, as I'm sure many of you will be able to agree, was around resources, particularly for ECE and early primary, that there wasn't a lot out there. And the thing is that we have such wonderful members who are incredibly talented and have all of these wonderful ideas. And so this was a really exciting opportunity for us to put out an application for people to write proposals for this funding and for Mensa to get behind these people and support them. So one of these people, as you can see here, was Maria, and she's done a fantastic book called Hey Hey's Eggs with many wonderful activities, which she'll tell you all about. Before I pass that on to her, I just want to let you know of a couple of things. Firstly, this session will be recorded and that will be available on the Mensa website. So if you're not comfortable with your image and your face being shown in the recording, just leave your camera off. That being said, as we all know, it's not nice teaching to black boxes. So if you are happy for your image to be shown, make sure you switch that camera on. The next thing I'd just like to remind you is to please keep yourselves on mute unless Maria asks for participation in any way, shape or form. And then finally, just to keep your questions to the end. Yeah, I think that's about it. So without any further ado, I will pass over to Maria.
Oh, thank you, Jade. Thank you, guys. It's been great connecting with Jade. What I'd like to do to start with a karakia. I'd like to acknowledge our kaihanga o te ao, the creator of all things, and from whom all things created are brought into being, including stories and songs and all sorts of things that we create. I'll then introduce who I am in regard to my iwi, my whakapapa. After that, sorry guys, I've got it all written down. It's terrible when you get. I do want to thank people before we start, because quite often if you have questions at the end, it will sort of probably take over any thanks that I'd like to say. I'm going to then share a little bit about the book before we see the story, and I think some of the things I'll share will help you to appreciate it a little bit more. And then we will have a look at the activity book and finally have some questions at the end. And so let's start with the karakia. Thank you. He honore, he kororia, mau ngā rongo ki te whenua, whakaro pai ki ngā tangata katoa, pūpuri ki ngā taonga o tātou tūpuna. Amene, amene tā. Okay, so I'd like to say kōwaio. So ki te taha o tōku pāpā. On my father's side, I'm a nuri of whakatohea and also Ngāti Rangitihi. Ki te taha o tōku mama, I'm an uri or a descendant of Ngāti Pikiao, Ngāti Rangiwewahi and also Ngāti Tūwharetoa. Sorry. And so ko mina rawa ko te atakura mitai ngātai okumatua, ko Maria Kapa tōku ingoa. So that's who I am. I'd also like to start now by just saying a really big thank you also to, I thanked our divine creator, to Mensa. Thank you, especially Jade and Megan, for your tautoko, for your support, and the whole Mensa committee for giving me this opportunity to actually bring these characters to life and to create this book. Thank you very much. Taumata, he was the illustrator. He said he'd joined, but he might have got you might have forgotten, but he did a really beautiful job giving the characters Mauri, life force, ora, and manawa nui, a heart. If you look at the characters in the story, he tried to create relationship between Hei Hei and Mina, and even the little chicks at the end, and he did that through the eyes. So if you look at the story as we watch it tonight, you'll see that connection, that continued connection through the eyes and their relationship. So he did a really beautiful job. And also thank you to all our Aotearoa teachers who are taking up that wero, that challenge to teach biculturally. So, you know, big thanks to all our teachers as well. So that's really cool. Excuse me if I'm looking at my notes. I just need to see if I haven't, make sure I haven't missed anything. Haven't got many notes, by the way. Yeah. So I think the other thing, so that now we'll talk about the resource itself. Ko hei hei tēnei, this is our ko hei hei tēnei. I picked this beautiful little hen up, puppet hen up for $1 when we lived in Australia, just from a garage sale. And Hei Hei has been just an absolute, I've been able to capitalize so much on this little puppet. But so the children, they'll sing, hey, 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 hey. My voice is a bit lost. And to ask Hei Hei to come out. So that's the minor third. So me. And so the Hei Hei can only speak Māori, and so the children are so keen to tell him their names in Māori. It's just a really cool thing. We do lots of songs with Hei Hei in our classroom. So this is the basis of the story. Although Taumata did Hei Hei, he's a white boy. And Mina is actually the name of my late dad. So that's really nice, keeping my dad's name in there as well. So there's Hei Hei. The story is, has got lots of activities attached with it. Of course, there are the bicultural opportunities in there, the opportunities to count in te reo. I also, if you look through the book, there are pictures of pancakes, there's a kete, there are the nests, there are, what else did I count? Anyway, the story focuses on how many eggs do you have, Hei Hei, but you can also take the kids through the book and say, e hia ngā panekeke, and count those with the children, or e hia ngā kete, ko tahi te kete. So you can count all sorts of different items throughout the book as well. Musically, the book, there's a really neat opportunity. As you can see, there's, first of all, there's the singing in the story where the children, I played it with my middle class, and they were singing it by the end of it. They knew all the words and they joined in with the song. So because the song repeats, the children do pick up the kupu for the words and the tune quite easily, even though I've broken it down in the activity book, so you can take the resource and teach the song separately. There's also creative dance. I do have some formal activities in the activity book, but my children just enjoyed standing up, and they did some beautiful dancing just while they joined in with Mina and did some really beautiful creative dancing without any formality, and did a great job there. There's the high and low voices, the high and low interval dynamics, singing quietly at the end in normal volume. And we've done while the song's playing, the children also, we do use a lot of Italian terms already, so we'll talk about saying, we just have done an ostinato, just going hey 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 while the song is playing, and just piano quietly. So hopefully I'm making sense, because I feel a bit nervous reading off my notes and speaking to you guys. So yeah, so also there are the music activities in the book are friendly for people who are music teachers and people who are not music teachers. So that was part of the kaupapa as well, part of the plan. Awesome, guys. So without further ado, I think we'll listen to the story. But yes, hi Nicole again. Yeah, looking at the eyes, if you look at the eyes, it's quite beautiful. And yeah, I'll share the story right now. And I feel like asking, I will ask, are there any questions now before we go and look at the story? Any questions? No? Oh, so thank you, guys. Okay, so I do now go to that one. And oops, sorry, I forgot to do something. So I'll stop the share. I'll go back again, share screen, share the sound. Yep, I've got that. Just learning how to use this, guys. So can we all see that? Okay, here's the audio. Jade, just let me know if I haven't done it correctly, please. Here's the story.
Hey-Hey's Eggs.
Can we all hear that?
Author
Thank you, guys.
Maria Kapa. Illustrator Taumata Umuariki Solomon. Minna loved his little hen, Hey-Hey. He loved to watch her scratch the ground and nod her henny head. But most of all, Minna loved the big, beautiful brown eggs Hey-Hey laid. Minna and his mum used the eggs to make large, crispy, golden pancakes dripping with butter and syrup. Whoa! Each morning, Minna would go to Hey-Hey's nest and say, "E hia ngā heki māku, Hey-Hey. How many eggs for me, Hey-Hey?" Sometimes he would find tahi, rua, toru. E toru ngā heki. Sometimes he would find tahi, rua, toru, wha, rima, e rima ngā heki. There were always eggs there for Minna. One morning, Minna went to Hey-Hey's nest to collect eggs. But the nest was empty. Te kore. Minna looked at Hey-Hey, scratching the ground and nodding her henny head. He wondered if singing a song to Hey-Hey might help her lay eggs again. So he sang to Hey-Hey. E hia ngā heki taku Hey-Hey, taku Hey-Hey, taku Hey-Hey. E hia ngā heki taku Hey-Hey, ngā heki māku. The next morning, the nest was still empty. So Minna made a funny hat, danced a silly dance, and sang for Hey Hey. Ehianga heki taku hey hey, taku hey hey, taku hey hey. Ehianga heki taku hey hey, nga heki maku. The silly dance did not help Hey Hey lay eggs. So next, Minna sang in a funny high voice and a funny low voice.
Nga heki taku hei hei, nga heki maku.
The next morning, there were still no eggs. So Minna thought, I'll try one last thing. I'll sing quietly to Hey Hey before she goes to sleep. So later that day, Minna sang quietly to Hey Hey. Ehianga heki taku hey hey, taku hey hey, taku hey hey. Ehianga heki taku hey hey, nga heki maku. After singing to Hey Hey, Minna followed her back to her perch. But Hey Hey did not stop at her perch. Instead, she walked to the back of the hen house. There, Minna found a lovely surprise. Hey Hey had another nest, and in the nest were 3 newly hatched baby chicks. Minna smiled at Hey Hey and said, You have been busy, Hey Hey. Po Marie, Hey Hey, po Marie ngapi. E toru ngapi taku hey hey, taku hey hey, taku hey hey. E toru ngapi taku hey hey, ngapi ngapi mau.
I just want to share there that there is a free resource as well. There's another really cool song I've written about. It's called Tasty Eggs, which will go really nicely with one of the activities in the book. So, oh goodness, sorry. I thought I stopped. Oops. Sorry, Jade, I don't know what's happening. Right, what is that?
Oh, it just looks like if you just stop the YouTube.
Yeah.
There you
Oh,
go.
stop YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Uh-oh. Right. How do I do that? Okay.
We were joking before that it was the blind leading the blind. Having me direct how to use everything.
Oh my gosh. And now, so I'll take that off. Goodness me. Okay. Thanks, Jade, making a little joke about that, because I'm like going, and I still can't find you guys. Right. How do I get back to you guys, Jade?
If you go to the very bottom of your toolbar, you should be able to just click on the window for Zoom.
Okay, Zoom. No, okay, gotcha. Zoom. Right. Sorry, guys, I'm lost. So
is that coming up for you?
No, it's just got sign and join a meeting.
Okay, if you click the little X next to that, it should bring you up to the screen with all of us.
Okay. Oops, no, cancel that. Right, X. Oh my goodness me. Okay. I do that.
Otherwise, what you can do is either minimize all of the other windows that you have open, or you can drag them around until you can see us.
Okay, then. Right, minimize that one. Oh, here we go. I think. Goodness me. Right. Oops, I'm so sorry, guys.
I mean, is it even a workshop if there's not some technical difficulties? Comes with the territory, right?
Yeah. So maybe I could just join again. So I've got a Zoom window up. Oh my goodness.
Anyone else feel free to jump in if you if you know how to fix it.
You're really clear. Like I can see you, Jade, but I can't see anyone else.
It could be potentially the view you've got. So if you click view, you can have a gallery view or just the speaker. So if you have just the speaker, it will be whoever's talking will show up on your screen. But if you click speaker, it should, gallery, it should show you the whole grid with everybody's faces.
Exit minimize. Yay. So sorry. I pressed exit minimize video and then everyone came back again. So I'll just have to remember that. A little bit of a panic there, everyone. So yeah, so did you see the beautiful eye contact and all that sort of stuff? The book, I've also got it done in Te Reo Māori. So my nephew, who's brilliant, he's my Māori advisor. I'm not a fluent speaker. I do speak Te Reo, so it's available in Te Reo as well. So yeah, so we will keep any questions about that, guys. Any questions? No. Now, dare I do this again? We'll have a look at the activity book, shall we? Yeah. Okay. I'll share the screen again, and I have to go on there. So I press. Oh, we'll have a look at the activity book, guys. Can we all see that? Yeah, cool. Thank you. I'll make that bigger. So nervous. Okay, so there's an activity book with that goes with the story. Food, I included food in the story because children love food, and so there are these activities here. As we can all read those. Making pancakes with the children, of course. Finding out the different types of toppings the students enjoy on pancakes, and conduct a survey to see which is the most favourite topping. I probably don't need to read all of that out, hey, Jade? No? Okay. And there's a bonus song, Tasty Eggs. So that's also all on video, and it's also written out. So whoever fills out an online survey and send it to the we do have an address there, an email to send the survey to, or do the survey. You will get the bonus song. Kapai? Yep. Yeah, there's lots of egg art you can do, lots of social studies stuff there. Music activities. So if you press on the little hey hey icon, there's a video. So there's a video of me saying how to teach the song Taku Hey Hey, and then you can either do the video or you can just read through the instructions, which is exactly the same thing, or you can do both. We'll keep going through, and I will press on one of the videos. I just won't press on that one. So there's a series of lessons, us showing you how to teach the song. Yeah. Then there's another lesson there that teaches you how to teach the tune to the children. So the first lessons are about teaching the children the words and what the words mean. And along with the song, there's a game, an action game and a maths counting game, which I haven't actually played with my children yet, but so it's an egg counting game, which is really, really fun. We could have a look at that actually. So I'll press on the icon there. Why is that? Okay, here we go. So to play the game, the rest of the game, what I will say. I'm so sorry, I've got no shoes on. I did say to my husband, do not do the whole thing. And then I looked at the video and I'm like, oh my gosh, I look like a total native. He's just like got the whole lot in there. But anyway, guys, so yeah, so this is teaching the game with the eggs. To our tamariki is we have a picture of some eggs, boys and girls. So we are going to sing the song and do the actions. At the end of the song, I'm going to hold up a picture with some eggs. We're going to count them in Māori, and then I want you to make a group with those, with that number of eggs. So I'll just have the song played and I'll demonstrate that. Well done, made a bit of a mistake at the end. So once the song's done, I'll stop the music and I'll say to our tamariki, e hia ngā hiki tamariki mā, how many eggs are there? Let's count them. Tahi, rua, toru. Okay, boys and girls, let's make groups of toru. Once the children have made their groups of toru, any children who don't make it into those groups, they can come and sit beside me. I'll have instruments here and they can join me and they can just play the instruments while the rest of the class continue playing the game. They can rejoin when we get on to the next number of eggs. So let's play the song again. I'll stop there, guys. We'll get some more eggs. So that's just a little look at I love my husband. So my husband cleverly put the little icon there to press on for people so they could, yeah, like I said, either read the instructions or have a video showing the instructions. Oops, I could have stayed on the activity book, couldn't I? So we'll go back to the activity book. Okay, so that's there, right? And I will go backwards. Right, yay, yay, back there. I thought we might have a go at, I don't know if this is going to work. What do you think, ladies? We're just this activity here where we just, you know, we have some of us saying the words hey, hey. Some of us, so basically these are just rhythmic ostinato. often I get the kids to create their own ostinato, but I put these in here for teachers to use as well. So I thought we might have a go at this one. So we take the Hey Hey song and then we just put some ostinato to those and then create an arrangement. So one of the ostinatos is the word Hey Hey. Another ostinato is hot, hot syrup. And another ostinato is silly, silly hat. And I just wanted to explain for those of you who are not aware of just the process for that. Quite often we'll get the children to feel the words in their body. So for example, if they have the word silly, silly hat, the action might just be, it might just be silly, silly hat, silly, silly hat. I don't know if that's a good action, but they feel the action in their body, they say the words, and then the next part is we'll play the song and they'll feel the action, they'll say the words, but they'll hide the words inside their heads and they will make the action. So it's still feeling that action and that rhythm in their body. So they'll go, it's probably not the best action to choose, but anyway. So in my head, I'm saying silly, silly hat. The last thing we'll get the students to do after they've felt it in their body, they've heard it and said it, we put them, they'll transfer those words onto either an instrument, which could be a drum, silly, silly hat, or we can use anything in the classroom or outside that makes a noise. For example, we might grab a paintbrush and have the children just tap silly, silly hat on the leg of a chair. So all of that nice rhythm, just explaining the process there. And so we can then take, for example, so we've got people playing different rhythms using the different words, and then you can make some sort of arrangement with it. I'm skipping through. Hopefully that's okay to do. Now that the children have all got their, one group's doing Hey Hey, another group's doing hot, hot syrup, and another group is doing silly, silly hat, we can put an arrangement together, which might mean the Hey Hey group just tapping the classroom tables going, Hey Hey. They do that 4 times. Then the next group who is doing hot, hot syrup, they might just, like I said, get a paintbrush, hot, hot syrup, hot, hot syrup, and tap some table legs. And the next group doing silly, silly hat, they might grab a couple of lids and just plastic lids, I don't know, from the cupboard, and bang those together, silly, silly hat, silly, silly hat. And so you're creating a rhythmic ensemble. After all those sounds are happening, you might then add to that and have the song play. Then have the song play, so all that rhythm is going on underneath the song. And then you might stop all of that and have a group of children who are keen to dance play the song again, and as part of the arrangement they can do a silly, silly dance, and then maybe come back in with all the rhythms and the song again. So that was said a bit quickly, but if you read through the notes there, that's an example of what you can do musically with the song. Kapai? Hope that makes sense. And what else did I have? I was going to have a go at that, but then there's found sounds for the story. Some of the children might like to just give them some objects and see if they can make some scratchy sounds, so that when Hey Hey makes a scratchy sound in the story, the children can enjoy creating scratchy sounds. There's all sorts of things there. Making silly sounds when the silly dance is going to make the dance even funnier or sillier. I might just leave that up there and people can just have a quick read instead of me talking the whole time. Funny high and low voices. We use other stories in the classroom as well, like the 3 Little Pigs. Minnie uses a high and low voice. We often use the 3 Little Pigs to do high and low voices. Goldilocks and the Three Bears, using low, middle, and high. Vocal loop cards are cool. Again, I know you guys are music teachers, but these are just, as I said, these are friendly for people who teach music and people who do not teach music. What else have we got there? There's some ideas around how to develop silly dance if the kids want to take that a lot further. My children, when I read them the story, some of them were just, they wanted to do a silly dance, and then some of the children, they loved the whanaungatanga in the story, the beautiful picture of the family at the end. They loved the whanaungatanga, the aroha, and just all the fun activities that were happening in there. Yeah, so there are some ideas for creating, taking the silly dance a little bit further. Art activities. There's a YouTube link I found there with some really crazy fun egg activities, egg art activities, and of course making a funny hat. I don't have the luxury of doing all these activities because I teach music, solely teach music, but some of the other teachers in my school will probably take this and use this. The Te Reo Māori, these are how to pronounce the vowels and the vowels that we use in the story. Sharon Holt, there are some really good videos online which are beautiful for teaching you how to speak Te Reo Māori, going through the vowels and the consonants. So I've just got a few here that are necessary to help us pronounce the words in the story. There's the word here that I've got there. Here it is here, to help you hear that ear in the word idea, and and sing. You can, I talked before about using the counting sentence for counting things in the book. So continue that whole concept of counting. There's also classroom objects you can count. E hianga pene rākau, e hianga pene hinu, e hianga peke, e hianga pene rākau ki roto i te ipu. So, you know, how many pencils are in the container? E hianga pene hinu, ki roto i te ipu, how many crayons are in the container? E hianga pōtai, you know, how many hats are in the container before the children go out to lunch? So that sentence can be developed further, just that one sentence. And then science, I found out a little bit more about hens, and so there are some interesting facts about hens that the teachers might like to explore, especially the one which is quite obvious for whānau at the moment, which is the one around eggs being quite expensive now, and the supermarkets trying to discourage caged egg hen production and things like that. The kids would all be feeling that because of eggs, the necessity of eggs in the family, and the necessity of eggs for cooking. What else have I got? I think that's about it. We're all teachers, and of course these ideas are here, but they're ideas that as teachers we would generate. But it's nice to have them all in one place. Some ideas to go to. I'm a bit stumbly right now. Yeah, just some ideas to go to, and so the book has a lot of breadth and things that it can be used for in all sorts of ways, especially the music side of it. So what else is there? So we've got the flip book. Sorry. I think that's is there anything else, Megan, Jade, that there is there's also a video, sorry, an audio that you can use with the children. It's an extended audio that you can use there as well. So I've mentioned that the resource is available in Te Reo Māori. That's me sharing the resource about Hey Hey. Thanks, everyone.
Oh,
Oh, that was absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Maria.
Yours. I love Jade because she makes me feel like $1 million. Every
That's
time I
because
talk
you
to her, I
are.
feel like $1 million. But thank you, Jade. Yeah.
I just love how articulate you are and how you've just woven together such a taonga for all of the children in New Zealand, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that benefit from this resource. And not only the resource, the fact that you've provided so many different activities and ways to expand, that in itself is just such a treasure. And I know that lots of teachers, when they discover this, will grab onto it and keep with it.
Thank you, Jade.
Oh, you are most welcome. I just wanted to say I really loved when you were talking about the game and you had the eggs and you'd have the children getting into the groups of however many eggs that you'd counted, that if the children didn't make it into a group, that you had something there for them and you had instruments for them to play. Because I know, I always look at these activities and think, oh my goodness, I've tried that and it's a behavior management nightmare. How do you do it? So it's wonderful that you've preempted and structured that. And the other thing I was going to say is there any chance you could just quickly explain the vocal loop in case we have anyone here that doesn't know what those are?
Yeah. Vocal loops are, so yes, and thank you for that, Jade, because I could have expanded on that. Basically, the children, I have a card with a as you saw that vocal loop there, and the children will start wherever the loop starts. So it'll go and they'll make their voice match the vocal loop. And so I've had the flu, so my voice isn't working very well, but so that's a vocal loop. And one of our lovely friends from Onza, she actually has her vocal loops, but she also has little blips along there, and the kids enjoy going blip so she has all sorts of strange little patterns, funny things, pre-nausea, and the children enjoy following that, and it just helps them to feel and hear their voice doing all sorts of different things. Another lovely little rhyme that's quite popular is this is my speaking voice, this is my loud voice, this is my singing voice, this is my quiet voice. And so the children get to hear the difference between speaking and singing, and also the dynamics involved with that. Yeah. Any other questions?
Maria, can I just ask, the game that you were playing with the kids getting into the groups with the number of eggs, the cards that you were using, are they cards that you made up, and are they are they pictures directly from the book? Are they like with the resource as something that teachers could print off, or would they make their own ones of those?
I just whipped that up and I just quickly scribbled those out and and drew them. It's probably easier for people to, because they're not hard to draw, eggs and a nest. In fact, a hen fact is that they actually sleep on sawdust. Well, the eggs that I've seen, they sleep on sawdust, not the traditional sort of straw. Well, actually, some of them probably still do, but my friend, you all know Millie Locke, she's got her hens, hers and Terry's hens have got sawdust. And he's like, there are some people who actually know hens really well. Like Terry knows the personalities of all the hens, he knows their names, he knows. So there are some people who just have they love hens. So that was quite interesting to find out. He's a poet as well. I said to Millie, he looks at things quite differently from probably the rest of us. He's a brilliant poet. But yeah. So I think the teachers can draw their own egg things. They're quite easy to draw.
The kids would enjoy drawing them as well, making nests.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, thank you so much, Maria. It's such a beautiful resource and so much material in there. So
thank you, Priya. So nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Thank you.
it's a pleasure. I have to duck away now for another
That's
hui,
all
but
good. So lovely to see you. Thank you.
congratulations. It's very cool. All right.
Yeah.
Kia kite.
Ka kite anō.
All right, I had another question. If no one
Yes, go
else-
Jade. You're so cute. Yeah.
I really want to know your inspiration behind this resource. Where did that come from, and what was that process like?
Well, hey, the children are always asking. They ask, e hia ngā hiki a hey, so they ask it quite regularly in the class. Well, I've taught them to ask that because, of course, hey can't speak English. And so that was the inspiration, really, just to be able to put those words into a song for the children to sing to hey. Yeah. And it's been really good breaking down how to teach that as well. But as I said, by the end of the story, my children were singing with the soundtrack, so it's quite good.
James was singing in the background earlier, and Amelia, so they've been enjoying.
Oh, well done. Hi, James. Is that James or
Yeah.
Amelia? Hi, James. Hi, James. Well done.
Oh, James, though, at the moment, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Hey.
Hey, he on.
Cool. Cute. Yeah. Oh, well, that's good. That's a good sign. If James can sing along. Yeah, I played it in the classroom, and one little boy, he was trying to find it on YouTube. He said, I went home and I tried to find the story on YouTube and I couldn't find it. So that's a link that I'll definitely be passing on to the parents to listen to. So James, well done. Nice to see you.
Kite.
Kakati.
Ka kite. Ka kite. I'm so glad this is done. It's a bit it's a bit
You meant to wait
nerve-wracking.
until after I press stop on the recording to say that.
Okay, Jay. Too late.
Another thing worth mentioning is Maria touched on this at the start of the workshop, but if you have a fish brain like me, that this resource is freely accessible. So it's funded through the Ministry of Education, through the Networks of Expertise funding. So regardless of what sector you're in, this is freely accessible, and you just need to go to the Mensa website and it will have all of the resources that Maria's referenced tonight. So it will have the storybook PDF. It also has the video clip, so you could play that in your class if you wanted to. And it also has all of those supporting activity documents as well. So feel free to share that with your colleagues, because it's always the thing when a new resource comes out that people don't necessarily hear about it straight away. So it would be great to get some traction and celebrate. Yeah.
Nicole, I'm interested to hear what you thought about how you felt like. Do you speak Te Reo Māori? I know Megan and a few others do, but yeah. How did you find?
I'm a second year early childhood student.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my teacher Bronwyn and also Jade told me about this one today. I'm like, I'll come and watch. But no, in the ECE side of things, I feel like the children will be very interactive with it and learning new words. But yeah, my Te Reo Māori is quite minimal.
Well, you said that beautifully. You said Te Reo Māori beautifully. So
Practicing.
Yeah. It would be interesting how it goes in the early childhood classroom. I can see it. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see because they're quite little. They're quite young, hey.
Yes,
So be interesting to see. I definitely my 5-year-olds loved it, and then even the next the year 2s loved it, and the year 3, 4s, because they've grown up with Hey Hey as well. So they really, and they were so excited, you know, they could hear Whai Maria on the video. So yeah, so I was like, Whai Maria. So yeah. Oh, thanks, Nicole. Thanks for that feedback. Yeah. Mhm. And Kat, are you part of the committee as well, or?
Yeah, so I'm secondary, but of course I've got 2 little people. So, and I'm looking
Nice.
forward to sharing this with
Oh,
James's daycare. They've got some fabulous educators there, and also Maria, Amelia's teacher at school is
yes.
this sort of designated music person. So not a music specialist, but loves music and singing, and
Yeah.
so it's really cool to be able to go, hey, here's a fabulous resource, and even not being able to be here on the Zoom tonight, but being able to say, hey, you know, you can access this, and you know, the fact these 2 were busy singing it was great proof that it will be pretty popular. Hey.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Kat. That's really good. We're grateful you little ones are there. Good feedback. Yeah. Thank you.
Mm.
Hmm.
Is there anything else you wanted to add, Maria, before we wrap things up?
I think I wondered how the what people thought about the ostinato activity. Whether was that explained well, or do you think it could work for? I like those sorts of activities because I think it can work for you, whether you're a music teacher or or not. Maybe that's not a good way to ask the question, but anyway, just wondered what people thought. Yeah.
someone who doesn't have, I play music, but I've learned so much new language from this session and last week's session with Lucinda. I understood what you're saying. So, you know, I feel like you explained it well.
Oh, thanks. Thank you, Nicole. That's really cool. Yeah, well, if we've thank you, Nicole. If we've got nothing else to add, then yeah, thank you, Megan. Thank you too for your support. You know, in the background with Jade, and Jade's been wonderful to connect with. You know, just to help me keep on track and giving all the feedback and things like that. Thanks so much for this opportunity. It's been wonderful. Yeah.
Oh no, on behalf of myself and also on behalf of Mensa, it's an absolute pleasure to support you with this and to see this project come to life. You know, I said earlier, there's not many resources out there, particularly ECE and primary, so we're really excited to see this come through. And not only that, the fact that this is freely accessible to teachers is so exciting. And that you've provided all of these wonderful activities for our teachers that are really time poor, or maybe that they want to enact music in the classroom, but they're not quite sure where to start or where to go next. You've just laid everything out so beautifully and so sequentially that you could pick it up and you could easily you know, imagine how it would be done in the classroom. So I think, yeah, more than anything, a huge thank you to you. I know how many hours and probably blood, sweat and tears have been put into this resource.
Yeah.
And so we are just so excited and so humbled to be able to support you with this.
Did you want to close with karakia? Thank you, Megan. And all the best, Nicole. Yeah. Did you want to close with karakia, Jade?
I can do. You'll just have to let me pull one up unless you've got one there.
No, you go for it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you again. Really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Okay, just give me one moment.
And we made it through the technology.
We did.
You know, last week in the session with Lucinda, I was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
desperate to make sure that everybody was muted that I
Yeah,
muted everybody, including Lucinda. So she
Oh,
starts
that's
talking and
funny.
everyone's going, and I'm going, oh no.
Oh my goodness.
So
Oh,
don't
thanks,
worry about
thanks
it.
for
It happens
sharing
to
it.
all of
Thanks
us.
for sharing that, Megan. Yeah, thank you.
All right, I have a karakia here. Mā te whakapono, mā te tumanako, mā te titiro, mā te whakarongo, mā te mahitahi, mā te manawa nui, mā te araha, ka tae e tātou, tihei mauri ora.
Amene. Amene.